All right, so we're going to continue talking about Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam Tefillin. Even though I sent you this via WhatsApp, I printed it out just in case you couldn't see it yesterday well. Yeah? So, just to review, we have four passages in the Tefillin. It's Kadesh Li, V'haya ki yeviyacha, Shema, and V'hayim Shamua. Those are the four passages, and that's the order they appear in the Torah, the one I just said. And that is the order they appear in Rashi, from right to left, from the perspective of the person looking at you, if you have the tefillin on, right? Kadesh li, v'haya ki yeviyacha, Shema, v'hayim Shamua. The only difference in Rabbeinu Tam is the last two, because when he interprets these ones go on the right and these ones go on the left, he says, okay, these ones go on the right, it's the same thing, but when he says Shema goes on the left, he says it's go all the way to the left. And so he puts the V'haya im Shamua before Shema. And what that entails, that the two V'haya paragraphs are in the middle. Yes? The other two are just mirror images. So whatever goes right to left goes left to right. That is the Raivad and the Shimush Arava. Yes? Just making sure it was
just
good.
Their placement.
The placement of the order of the paragraphs. Of the parchments of the paragraphs.
Piece of parchment.
Yeah.
But is there any difference in the writing, in what's written?
No. No.
Only maybe the script?
No, the only discussion is the order.
Okay. So they all use the same style of script and the same?
Same thing. So you could technically, if you have the time, you don't need to buy another pair of tefillin.
Just move yours.
At least the head one, you could move it. Because the harm one is it's a whole parchment. You can't change things, change the order. But in the head one, you could just move them out, close it back up, and then you could technically use it. It's not going to be very efficient, and probably your tefillin won't last too long because you're going to be touching it too much. Open, close, open, close. Yeah, I don't think nobody has done that.
Right. When somebody has a particular minhag and they go to a place and then they move to a town where there's only one available shul that's close by, and they go to the new shul, are they supposed to follow the kind of custom of the new shul, or with regard to tefillin, or just do what they always did?
Depends.
If it's a Chabad, no.
Depends on your custom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you're talking about nusach or things like that, Chabad does not change. You do the same.
Right.
Other people, like even if you go visit a different shul, not move, then you try to use their nusach and to try to adapt.
What about the Chabad that they do have a Sephardi minyan?
That's fine.
They do the same. They follow
The Chabad person will use the same siddur. But now we move to talk about siddur instead of tefillin.
Okay.
Right? Yes. So tefillin is not a custom. Tefillin is a mitzvah. Now, there is an obvious question that I would hope you already had in your head about this particular discussion. Now, if you learn Gemara, of course there's many discussions, how do you do this? Is this allowed? Is this not allowed? Yeah, it's allowed, but in this way or that way. But how can you discuss a statement of fact that can be proven? I could technically go and grab my grandfather's tefillin, open them up, and see the order. And he could have done the same with his, and him with his, and him with his, up until we get the tefillin with Moshe Rabbeinu. So if you turn it around, not start from us going back, but it's Moshe Rabbeinu had a tefillin with a certain order, how did it change? Well, Rabbeinu Tam came and says, Rashi, dear grandfather, you are wrong. I'm going to change the order. And suddenly it's okay. What do you mean? How can we change the order? How can there be a discussion on something that can be proven? You can't just, we forgot how it is. You forgot? You don't have tefillin from the previous generation or the previous one? So there is a book called She'elot Uteshuvot Min Hashamayim. I forgot the name of the rabbi who wrote it.
Ein Yaakov.
No, not Ein Yaakov. She'elot Uteshuvot Min Hashamayim, which, sorry, I learned this a long time ago. I do think this has to be like another grandson of Rashi or something like that. It's not. Anyways, it's.
Actually, I read it yesterday about
She'elot Uteshuvot Min
No, I
Hashamayim.
didn't read the book, but I mean, a reference to the book, and it was talking about who wrote it. And,
I could look it up. I forgot the name. It's not the name that I've been able to keep in my mind. Anyways, what is She'elot Uteshuvot Min Hashamayim? There is a concept where you could have a question, ask it, go to sleep, and get an answer in your sleep. This is not something for us. You have to have a certain level of divinity and spirituality in you. It's connected also to the concept of Giloi Eliyahu, that there's a point where you could get to a certain level where Eliyahu Hanavi can reveal himself to you. Anyways, or there's this rabbi who did this many times, and he wrote a book with the questions and the answers that he got. It's a small book. And question number 3, at least in the book, I don't know if this is how he asked it, he says, Ve'od sha'alti, and I asked on the order of the parshas of Tefillin, and this was my question. Please, King, great King, and strong, and awesome, and whatever. He goes through a whole prayer, basically telling Hashem how big He is. Please be good to us today, and let us know about this doubt we have about Seder Parashiot, the order of the Parashiot, Shel Tefillin. What is the order? Yes, there are sages that say Havayot Ba'emtza. The two Vehayas are in the middle, meaning Rabbeinu Tam. And they say if you switch, it's not good. And there are some sages that say, no, you write it in the order in the Torah. Which one is it? He asked. He went to sleep, he came back with an answer. What do you think the answer was? You think this is BS, yeah? You don't believe in this, no?
I'm listening to what you said.
Okay. Veheshivu. This was the answer he got. Eilu va'eilu divre Elokim chaim. These and these are the words of the living God. Ke machloket lemata, kach machloket lemala. Just like there is a discussion about the correct way of the order of the parshas down there, so is there a discussion up here in Shamayim. Now, so what does this mean? How can this happen? How can we not know? How can you have different tefillin? Now, of course, Rabbeinu Tam didn't come one day and say, dear grandfather, you are wrong. I'm going to change the Torah. That would be reform. That would be a reform movement where you're just going to change the Torah. Rabbeinu Tam did not change this. Also, Rashi didn't invent this. Morning. Rashi didn't invent this. Rashi was alive, 1,000 years ago. What happened before that? Nobody put on tefillin? They put on tefillin. Did they call him tefillin of Rashi? No, just that after this became a discussion between Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam, it got their names. But this discussion existed before that. In fact, there are proofs, physical proofs of tefillin with one order and tefillin with a different order. And so the most logical theory, which is how I understand this, is that we always had different tefillin. We always did. There were always different tefillin. There wasn't a point in time where there wasn't. But, of course, halachah has to be one way or the other. No? You can't have something, this is allowed, but it's not allowed. No, it's there this way or that way. So halachah today is Rashi. If you wear everyday Rabbeinu Tam, And you said, no, this is my custom. Says, no. There's no, that doesn't exist today. Everybody has to wear Rashis. So what about Rabbeinu Tam? Do we have to wear them? I mean, we do. But what's going on?
It's optional. It's considered optional.
We're going to see. Maybe it's optional. Maybe it's not optional. But the point is just to make that this is not something that Rabbeinu Tam invented. This is something that theoretically comes from the beginning.
So if you just put on Rashi every day, you're
good.
completing the mitzvah.
Yes. But you're ready for this part?
No.
If
'cause
you
the
don't
way
want to
just
buy,
answered the question.
if you don't want to buy Rabbeinu Tam's,
Yeah.
now is the time to leave. Okay? This is where I'm going to address that by just transmitting something the Rebbe explained. Yeah? I'm sorry, whoever is here and is not in the class officially. Also, if you don't want to buy Rabbeinu Tam's, cover your ears. Okay, Zev? The Rebbe said once in a sicha of a brengen, now is the appropriate time, he said, to respond a question that various people have been asking me. They've been writing to me about this question, about the tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam. There are halachic authorities that says that is more than enough to put tefillin of Rashi every single day. But my firm opinion, says the Rebbe, is that we have arrived at a time, as my grandfather said in Shara Kolel, based on the Arizal, based on the Ariya Kadosh, that now the time to put Rabbeinu Tam's is no longer whether you have the custom to do it, to do an extra thing, but we all have to do it. And the only custom is that some people have the custom to put Rabbeinu Tam and Rashi at the same time. You are able to make tefillin, kosher tefillin, very small, and you put one and the other one behind it. And you have Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam. I've only heard of it. I've never seen it. But I know someone, I met someone who had both.
At the same, you put them on at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't see him doing it, but I know he had both in the correct size to do it at the same time. Don't worry, we don't do that.
Chabad.
Although you have some space. Okay.
Rashi lives like in what, about the 13th century or something like that?
Yes, it's 800, 900 years ago.
And how about Rabbeinu Tam?
He's his grandson.
Okay, so he's obviously young.
So,
And when
50 years later.
When does the altar Rebbe live?
250 years ago.
Okay, so.
The Arizal, 400, 500 years ago.
He just kind of looked back and said, we're gonna do it.
If you let me go on, you're going to have all the answer to those questions.
Oh, man.
And he's going to tell time is up, and you're not going to buy your tefillin. I mean, you're not going to listen to the.
Strict professor and strict timekeeper, so.
No, if he wasn't here, we could just go long. But
Are you getting a percentage for these tefillin
I
sales?
am getting the percentage of your mitzvahs. Okay, that's much more valuable. Okay, and so the custom is to put both or just one. But now that we are getting closer to redemption, every Jew is obligated to put both pairs of tefillin. So save your letter. Stop writing to me about it. I'm announcing it so you don't ask me more and I have to write so many letters. No. So if you're already asking me and planning to ask me, please, whoever wants to put on tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam, may he be blessed, he said. But to avoid even missing one day, you need to buy your own pair of tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam, or be absolutely sure that you're going to have access to a tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam on a daily basis. Because once you wear it, now you have to wear it every day. Of course, except Shabbos, Yom Tov, and Chol HaMoed. Meaning, why when the Chabad guys go on the street and, excuse me, are you Jewish? If they put one pair of tefillin, they put the second one. It's going to take one more minute, right? Says, no, you can't do that. Because once you put Rabbeinu Tam's one time, now you can't, you no longer have the right to say, no, it's a custom, no custom. You put them on, you have to put them every day. Once you start, you can't stop. Pringles or whatever, yeah?
Yeah.
But does that also apply to the Rashi? Once you put,
No, Rashi's, it's official biblical mitzvah that everybody has to do. Of course, everybody has to do it from day one.
no, but if a yeshiva guy puts the tefillin on somebody once,
You're already obligated to wear tefillin.
yeah, but in practice that might not happen.
That's fine, but this is saying that once you put Rabbeinu Tam once, now you have the obligation to wear them as a second
He's
pair
asking about
every
the
day.
Rashi.
And so if
Rashi, you already have that
so
obligation.
if you don't, then you're not fulfilling the mitzvah anymore.
You're in, if not, you're in trouble.
I'm asking, is it considered not fulfilling the mitzvah
I don't
anymore?
know, I don't know if
You
it's not considered not
put
fulfilling the
both on?
mitzvah, but the Rebbe is saying once you put them once, you cannot go back. You have to keep doing it.
How come some
Which-
people put it on during Chol Hamoed? I've seen people.
There are customs of people who wear tefillin on Chol HaMoed, in general. I would assume if they put it on Chol HaMoed, they put both Rashi's and Rabbeinu Tam. Now, why? Why is now the time to do this? I know the Rebbe says it, we're just going to accept it and go buy it. But let's understand. In the last 4.5 minutes I have left, yeah? Says, because the darkness of exile has redoubled, or doubled and redoubled, he said, and everybody is in agreement that the Hamans of today and their threats are growing. No? Even though Israel has done a great job in killing a lot of Hamans lately, but because there's a lot of Hamans, it's not just one. And their plans are clear. We know what they want to do, but we know they're not going to be successful because Hashem will save us from their hands. But we are in the need of the pasuk that says that the nations of the world are going to see the name of Hashem on top of you, which we said is a reference to Tefillin, is the reason why the Rebbe started the Tefillin campaign, because more Jews put on Tefillin, more fear is put in the hearts of our enemies. And especially as the Arizal explains, and the Arizal is someone who is accepted by all, is not a Hasidic rabbi. Everybody accepts the opinion of the Arizal. And he says, he does say that we are already obligated to wear tefillin or Rabbeinu Tam. But for various reasons, this opinion has not been widespread. This opinion of the Arizal from 500 years ago has not been widespread. And Rav Isaac of Komarno explains in his commentary of the Mishnah that in the past, again, way in the past, whoever followed Rabbeinu Tam only put that tefillin. And whoever followed Rashi only put that tefillin. This is way, way in the past, not recently. But nowadays, both opinions are valid, and we have to wear both. This is what is explained in the name of the Arizal. And if you ask the halachic authorities of the 19th century, they might say, no, it's not true. You only need to wear Rashi. But are you going to compare living in the end of the 20th century or now in 2026 to living in the 17 or 1800s? So how can you compare it? Before, the Yidden didn't have a newspaper, didn't go into secular studies, and we can add, didn't have TikTok and Instagram and all the stuff we have today.
Right.
No? Those halakhic authorities didn't know what they were dealing with, what kind of crap was coming into our heads. And so in our time, we have more Hamans, and we have more stuff coming into our heads. So it says one pair of tefillin is not enough anymore. We need two. If you put two pairs of tefillin, it's more fear. More fear in the Hamans. You put two pairs of tefillin, it's more trying to bring more purity into your mind because of all the other stuff that's coming in. Given that tefillin, what do? They subjugate the mind and the heart, right? They subjugate the mind and the heart towards Hashem. And as everybody has been asking me this question and I haven't had time to respond, it would be a shame if you lose the chance to put it on tomorrow. So I'm telling you now, you don't need to ask me anymore. Just go get it. Just go get your tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam. Because in practice, every Jew should be putting on tefillin of Rashi and tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam. There are exceptional individuals who put both at the same time, but this creates difficulties in how to put them both in the right place. So the Rebbe is not recommending following this custom. But this applies to every Jew without exception. Whatever shul you go to or you're going to, the Rebbe says this applies to everyone without exception. And this will increase the fear and it increase the respect other nations have towards us. If one pair of tefillin makes it happen, for sure two will make double or redouble, etc. And you do not have to wait till you get married. There was some kind of misconception that people thought that back at this point in time that you would wear them once you get married. So you don't have to wait to get married. You don't have to wait till you're 18 years old. The earlier the better. Your bar mitzvah, you can have two pair of tefillin. Go ahead. And this will also bring, Bezrat Hashem, an increase in the quality of your mitzvah, because every pair of tefillin that you put on is refining another level of your mind. And the most important is that both pairs of tefillin are helping you subjugate your mind and your heart to Hashem. Hopefully you can achieve this completely and with happiness. So, I think the message is clear. Now you understand why we have 4 pairs of tefillin, which we're not recommending putting the other 2, but everybody should put them on, including Sfardim. Yeah?
The message is clear, but the reality is that most of us don't follow
And most people don't eat kosher, so what's the...
Oh, man.
What's the most part? Yeah, a lot of people don't listen. We don't listen. The Rebbe has said 1,000 things that most Chabad people don't listen. So that's not an explanation why not to do it.
I'm just not understanding what your final message is on this. Is it you're doing something wrong if you're not
First of
putting
all,
on 2 pairs of tefillin every day?
Look,
Are you saying that most people are not doing things properly? Is that what you're arguing?
First of all, now you understand why, the reason for the different pairs of tefillin.
Right.
That was my first intention. And the second intention is what the Rebbe said clearly. Everybody should be wearing them. But if you're going to do it, you can't just try it out. You have to do it. Now,
It's a commitment.
yes. Now you can have that in your mind for when you're ready, because you have been pushing and trucking through everything and growing. So you need to take a few minutes, days, or weeks. But eventually, yes, the Rebbe is being very clear that everybody should have tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam, right?
100%.
There you go.